This comment section is full of brain farts. So basically, the question one it was, if John's son is my son's dad, who am I to John? And you're probably wondering, and I think what happened was we all read it as a dude writing that. So, but it didn't make sense, because that would mean that you would have to be a stepfather married to the son of John for John's son to be the father of your own son as a male. So that would have to be two men marrying and gay. So I thought, well, gay person married the son of John, who we will call Jason. The gay person in particular we will call Jackson. Jackson married Jason, the son of John, and they adopted, or Jackson is the step-parent to, or Jason can be the step-parent, but we'll say Jackson is, because that was the original thought. Jackson is the step-parent to Jason's son, Tony. However, when I realized it, I thought, that might not be too close. That might not be close enough to the riddle. That and gay parents aren't really that represented in these kinds of riddles. And not only that, but effectively I assume they're talking about biology. So they're asking, if John's son is the father of my son, who am I to John? Most likely we're talking about relation, because if you have sex with someone's son and he gets you pregnant, but you are not married to that person's son, you are his baby mama, or if in a relationship, his girlfriend, who is also his baby mama. So, effectively speaking, you have no relation to John. This question insinuates that you would have to have some type of familial relationship that would tie you to John in a way that is legal or culturally known. And the only type of familial relationship that does that is a in-law relationship. This would mean that, effectively speaking, because they asked, if John's son is the father of my son, who am I to John? Effectively speaking, without a marital relationship, you are nothing to John. However, because the way the question was phrased, it confused a lot of people, even me, and the brain was having trouble processing it. So when I looked at it, I was like, okay, let me think. I thought, and within a few minutes, I came up with daughter-in-law. Now, you're probably wondering, how are you the daughter-in-law? And the only reason I say you're wondering that is because people would say, oh, I must be John's son. I must be the son of John. I must be sisters, incest, stuff like that. My son must be my grandson. I am the step-grandmother, step-grandfather, stuff like that. No, that made absolutely no sense. What they asked was, if John's son is the father of my son, who am I to John? So what that means is John is the grandfather of my son, and John's son is the father. Basic comprehension skills, everybody. We need that now. I can't believe y'all posted these comments like they were true. It make y'all look like y'all don't have the basic comprehension skills. So basically, that would make me the daughter-in-law, because if I am married to John's son, that would give us a chance to have sex and produce my son. So John's son is my husband, and John and I have a child together, and that makes John the grandfather to my son. So let us name the parties. We will call John's son Jason. My name is Treasure, and we will call my son Elijah. So basically, John's son, Jason, is the father of my son, Elijah. And so, if Jason is the father of Elijah, that means that John is the grandfather of Elijah. And the only way for me to have any sort of relation to him, to John, is to be John's daughter-in-law. And thus, me and Jason aren't just boyfriend and girlfriend, we're husband and wife, with Jason being my husband and I being his wife. So what happened was, John's son married me, got me pregnant, and we made Elijah. And so, John's son is the father of my son. What am I to John equals I am John's daughter-in-law treasure. So, Jason is my son's father. My son is Elijah. John is Elijah's grandfather. But John is Jason's father. And I am the daughter-in-law of John.